the door's open, so you know where like the cart returns are.
Yeah.
All right, so my great idea was like, I'm gonna park next to this, no one can block me in. You know, I got it all mapped out.
Sounds logical, yeah.
Criminal or whatever, and the cop's like, listen, man, it's over. I'm gonna get out. You're gonna climb out the passenger side. I'm gonna take you into custody. Sure.
Fair enough, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do, man. So he lets go of the gear shift. I put the car in reverse, hit the gas, and at the same time, it like happened so fast. I turned the wheel, right, and the car door got ripped off by the cart.
Oh, the car. Yeah.
And I backed up and I hit 3 vehicles in the parking lot.
Just surrounding cars.
Yeah.
Parked around you.
Oh my God.
Boom, you know, I put it in drive, and the cop is hanging onto the car.
Oh boy.
Right, and he sprayed me with mace. I pull off, and I hit 2 more vehicles through a stop sign. So I hit 5 vehicles. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right.
Yes.
We have Brent King with us today.
Who we've never met before.
Well, I actually have met him before
okay.
because he was incarcerated at the facility I worked at.
Oh.
So I spent a good amount of time with Brent, actually. More than most inmates, not in a weird way.
No, I'm not thinking that at all.
That's exactly
not
what you were thinking.
That at all.
That's exactly what you were just going through your head at that moment.
I was just like eager to hear stories about how you two met and maybe any interactions you had since that. Since this is fresh for me.
So how we met?
Yeah. Oh, just like, you know, any odd jobs or anything. Exploitation of like your state of drug addiction for money. I don't know, anything. I'm just thinking randomly.
No, I knew him when he was in jail.
Did you ever talk outside of jail?
No, I don't think so. No, I didn't know you before you got there.
No, I'm talking about after jail.
Oh, yeah, we would talk.
Okay. Any like business deals or anything?
Yeah, there was a few business deals.
What?
You know, I was in active addiction.
What?
I decided one day it was a good idea to text Lewis.
Okay. You thought that was going to be your gold mine for getting high that day?
Yes.
Lewis?
Bang.
Yeah.
I can
nice
manipulate
car,
him, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Nice car. I was like, you know, he probably has a couple dollars I can
God.
manipulate.
Rinse me for, yeah.
Damn. And then
Good to see, dude. I'm happy you're here. You look great, by the way.
Thank you.
Since then,
yeah,
you are very healthy. So it's good to see. I wish I could say the same, but I just
You are
stay the
very
same
healthy.
weight.
Yeah, my nickname is Big Body Brent.
Big Body Brent.
That's what they call me.
Triple
I don't
B.
even think they know my real name.
When they
sometimes.
start calling you that.
You know, back when I was in treatment at the House of Hope, a few of my brothers started calling me that.
Big body.
Big body.
Yeah. So now I have some clients I work with that, as a peer support, that I don't think they know my name. They just call me Big Body.
You should get that on the office door, like your name badge.
Yep.
Just Big
Yeah,
Body.
you really should.
Big Body on
That's good.
my name badge.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Sweet.
It's a good idea, bro.
Yeah.
Love that.
Tell us, because I know you are another Ohio boy, but you grew up in the sticks, right?
So I grew up.
Kind of, or no?
Yeah, I grew up in eastern Ohio on the Ohio River. The biggest city in my area is Steubenville, Ohio.
Okay.
But I grew up in like a suburb of that named Toronto, Ohio.
Toronto,
Yes,
Ohio.
6 miles north of Steubenville. So usually when people ask where I'm from, where I was born and raised, I say Steubenville.
The biggest, yeah.
Do you know that Steubenville has a really, really good educational program?
I think I may.
Really good, in the country,
Why do you
best.
know that?
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Yeah, why do you know that?
Because we're working on another podcast with somebody else, and I found that
And
out.
they brought that up.
Okay, I think
and
I might have seen that.
I
on
was
TikTok.
floored.
Steubenville.
Steubenville's
Good sports and good
reading
education.
program is apparently amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to hear. I didn't know that. Unfortunately for me, when I was in school, playing sports and stuff, I didn't take my education very serious. And at the time, when I was a kid, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Now as an adult, I sometimes need to ask for help to do things, basic math and things, and that's okay though. So that's good to hear, that Steubenville. But yeah, I grew up in Toronto, Ohio. I graduated with, I think there was 54 people in my class.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a small class, bro.
As hell.
Small as hell.
Half of mine. Mine was small.
I just
Yeah.
I just went back there last weekend to celebrate my 20-year high school reunion.
Oh boy, was that awkward?
Yes and no. It was awkward for me a little bit because I'm in recovery today.
Yeah.
But they were very supportive of that, and I haven't laughed that hard in months. So I needed that. It was good to see everybody. They were very supportive of my journey in recovery today, and it was good to get some good hugs and laughs.
You put the you give them the old like, well, what have you been doing with your life since then? And like, oh, jails, drugs,
Yep, jails,
prison,
institutions.
That shit, yeah,
Prison.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
10 felonies, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, really?
I'm like dying to go to my next one. I like can't fucking wait. I was
Yeah.
stayed away from those things like the plague for years. Like no way I'm showing my face. Fucking.
It's a good experience. I think you would enjoy it.
It's not. It's pretty. Yeah. It's probably.
No, I'm
wanna,
saying I was fucking strung out and like going
Oh,
to
yeah.
jail and in
Oh,
and
yeah.
out and in and out. So of course
Look
I'm
at
not
me
gonna go
now.
to yeah. Now I'm ready.
Now he's hot shit.
Now I'm ready to go.
I have arrived.
Now it's
Now
fucking
he's going for the
time.
girl that rejected him at the high school dance. He's going back.
That's usually how it works, right?
I'm a podcaster now, bitch.
I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
Podcaster.
Shout out.
Successful. Yeah, get a grip. Fuck
Um,
those guys.
Yeah, so I just grew up Toronto, small community. My parents were friends with my friends' parents. They went to school together. Police officers, all that, you know, that whole deal. My dad grew up with them. So, you know, on my rampage of drinking and stuff like that when I was younger, I never really had severe consequences. It just was the thing to do, you know. Like I said, you know, growing up small community, the thing to do was get a six-pack off your friend's dad and go out in the woods and have a bonfire and smoke cigarettes and drink share beers with your friends, you know. So we grew up doing that, and it was fun, and I played a lot of sports growing up. My dad was a football coach. He's still involved with football down there. He's like the commissioner of the football league down there, so I was known as the coach's son. My dad always was my sports coach, and you know, I enjoyed it. Until I took drinking and drugs to a new extreme in my youth. When I was roughly about 14, 15, I started using drugs and alcohol. Like I said, at the time, I didn't know it was going to turn into prison and jail.
They didn't tell you that when they were passing you the joint?
They didn't tell me that when I signed the form. you know.
Fuckers.
So, yeah, it just turned into a big thing as I got older. Around the age of 19, I started, you know, getting some consequences.
Did you do DARE?
I did do DARE in 5th grade. yeah.
They never talked about like consequences, did they? Other than they
I thought
tried
it was
to
just
scare
death.
you.
Yeah,
It was
you
just
die.
yeah.
That's the only
Like, did they ever bring up jail or prison
I
or
don't
like?
remember DARE.
I don't think. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
Dare Bear.
Yeah,
So I
don't
feel like I would
remember
remember that.
I
If they
remember-
brought up like prison or something, but I don't think they did.
I can't remember either. I know they brought like a
Mascot.
mascot and
That's
a
pretty cool.
big board full of like drugs on it,
that. Oh,
mushrooms and stuff like that,
and the bear
and it
didn't.
was like interesting.
I was just curious
Convince
if you remembered that. I don't know. I don't remember it.
I do remember, but I don't remember ever anything about jail or
Like
anything. I probably
anything
didn't
like
take it.
educational or anything like
No.
important.
No, just say no.
And I wonder if anybody's ever like offered drugs after DARE. I'm like, you know what? No. The DARE bear said no. I'm good, sir.
Probably or
It worked for me for a second.
Till it didn't.
Did it?
Yeah, for my freshman year, I
Scare
didn't.
tactic.
I
What
didn't.
they say is like I had
Yeah.
11 years clean, and then I turned 12.
It was fucking.
Yeah. It's one of my faves.
I made it to 16.
I smoked crack once for 15
For
years.
50 years, yeah.
You know, yeah. So
What's it look like when you start at 14?
So for me, what does it look like? I have an older sister. You know, she had older friends. She is 4 years older than me. So when she is 18, you know, there's older boys around, and you know, I just was always invited to their parties because everybody knew my family and my dad, and I was their coach, and my sister was older than me, like I said, and it wasn't like a big deal to get invited to older kids' parties and drink and use drugs. I didn't really experiment too much with drugs at that age. I think I tried smoking weed a couple times and never liked the experience of it. So it was mostly alcohol at that time for me. Um, but it helped me get rid of all my anxiety, my insecurities. It helped me be the life of the party and get the girls, and that was my goal at the end of the night, to
Yeah.
be the most liked. You
Mm.
know,
Are you bagging older girls too? Because you're at older parties.
I can't confirm or deny, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the
Fair
time
enough.
that was probably my goal. Try to.
Age up.
I think that was all of our goals
Yeah.
in high school partying.
Yeah, that was
To be
absolutely
fair.
my goal for sure.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed myself very much so, and like in my area, there's like 6 or 7 different school districts there with different schools, and the bad kids went to like Steubenville High School and stuff like that, and that's kind of the crowd I gravitated towards when I was young, 14, 15, and I knew them through other sports and baseball and basketball and stuff like that, and they were like ahead of the game when it came to like the street life and drugs and alcohol and getting into trouble, and it was like an odd thing for me because I grew up, I had a good family, I didn't want for anything, and I don't know, I think just the thrill of getting in trouble and hanging out with the bad kids was like I thought it was a good idea for me at the time, and when I turned 19 years old, I was involved with some drugs. At the time, it was a heroin.
I am.
So
Yeah.
you've moved on to heroin by 19.
Yeah, I think in those days, OxyContin was prevalent, and I would dibble and dabble with those because, like I said, I was always around older kids, and that was like the thing to do back then. And I didn't see that affecting them negatively in any way, at least from what I've seen
Yeah.
from the surface or whatever. And people just passed around narcotics like it was nothing, so I didn't think too much of it. And it just became more frequent in my life, and now I'm hanging out with an older crowd that's already deeply involved with drugs and heroin at the time.
And then, like, doesn't heroin have like a taboo? How do you become like, yeah, I might try that?
So how it happened was I'm riding with a group of individuals, and they're going to go cop some dope.
And you know this.
I know this. My objective was not to do heroin; it was to do OxyContin, and I had the money for it. And we get there, and I think now back at it, they wanted heroin. So when I give my money up, their goal was to get as much heroin,
Yeah.
as possible, and then tell me
Oh yeah.
Hey, they didn't have it,
any.
but they do have.
exactly what happened. And I refused at first, but addiction kicks in and takes over, and
Yeah. What choice do you got?
what choice
Yeah.
I got? And they told me it was the same exact thing that I was doing anyway, opiates. And my first experience with powder heroin was, now that I think back, probably was an overdose. They bring the drugs out. They give me 3 stamp bags full of heroin. I think I did 2 of them.
Damn,
Oh,
right off
Not
rip.
knowing.
You snort them?
Snorted them
Golly.
in the backseat of a Grand Prix car. And I just remember waking up on the side of the highway, and we're pulled over, and everyone's in the front seat looking back at me like with these wide eyes, like, oh my God, like, are you okay? But I kind of blacked out or slightly overdosed, and I just remember being like, man, I am fucked up. But it quickly followed by probably the best feeling I ever felt in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That warm hot chocolate comfort feeling.
Oh yeah.
Or at grandma's house when she gives you a warm blanket
Yep.
or something. And we drive back to the house we're at, and I just remember having like super energy from this drug. It made me feel really comfortable with my surroundings, the people I was around, and I just started cleaning everything.
Damn.
It makes so
This
much
is fucking
sense
awesome.
thinking back on it. And that does make a lot of sense because
Yeah.
you said it. You're comfortable with your surroundings and the people and everything, and
Yeah,
time to clean.
time to clean. So I didn't really think much of it. Why not do this every day? It's cheaper. It's readily available to me. These guys already do it. And if I need it, all I got to do is make a phone call and they'll get it for me. Of course, they're going to take advantage of me.
Yeah.
I'm younger than them. I have money
Of
that
course.
probably my parents are giving me or whatever because I didn't work or nothing. Like I said, I came from a pretty good family. So and my family's not thinking I'm buying heroin.
No.
So I'm getting enabled and they're giving me money and then I did that for a couple months and I was always like a nosy kid too, always in people's business. And at this time my parents were going through a divorce. My mother moved to Columbus. My dad moved back in with his mother and father, and I lived with my mom's mom and dad. And they're clueless to what's going on. So I had family at the time in Pittsburgh, my cousins and stuff, and my grandfather would go to Pittsburgh and take care of things up there. So I was alone a lot. So I had no accountability or anything like that. I could come and go as I pleased. I was being nosy one day at my grandfather's house, and he had this like old Victrola like record player, where it was like his like prized possession in his living room, and now I think back of it, like my like criminal mindset was like elevated even then, because I opened these doors to this thing and I see, okay, this record player is probably from the 1900s or whatever, but there's two brand new screws put into this speaker area, right?
Oh man.
So why could those be there, right? So I get the old butter knife and unscrew it, and there is a wallet in there with tons of money.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like,
Wow, you
bingo.
caught the screws.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
weird what your brain will
Damn.
do to.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I like knew immediately, like something has to be in there.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So is this his rainy day fund or something, or like?
Well, I mean, you know how older people are; they keep cash and
Keep
stuff.
cash,
Well, at
yeah.
the time, I don't know about today.
Go
but-
bag.
Yeah.
What? How much do you think was in there? Total?
There was at least $10,000 in there.
Wow.
All hundreds.
Wow.
So I figured
He ain't gonna miss
he's
it,
not
yeah.
gonna know.
No.
Knowing the type of person my grandfather was, he was gonna know.
What did you take out?
Probably a couple $100 at first, and then
Just kept diving back
never
in.
said anything. So a couple more hundred.
Yep.
Couple more hundred, and
Isn't it funny how you just can't stop
Can't stop.
when you know it's there?
it's free money, man.
And then you tell yourself too, like, oh, he didn't notice. So like you just
You
talk
know,
yourself into
yeah,
like
yeah.
how he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Knowing goddamn well.
You're gonna get caught.
like, it's gonna
eventually.
happen. You're gonna run out of money.
I'm gonna get caught, but I'll deal with the consequences
Yep.
at that time later. They don't matter to me right now. All that mattered to me at that time was getting the next one.
Yeah.
And
It's a hell of a find.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
so I made like a big purchase of heroin because these people talked me into this. Obviously, you know,
What's
I'm,
the
I'm
big
showing off
purchase?
that I have this money now, and they're like, "Well, we got a
Right.
great idea for you."
How much you buy?
At the time I bought, it was called a brick, right? So a brick back then was 500 stamp bags of heroin.
Okay.
All right, and so we have these. I divvy out the bags to people. You know, I have this brick of heroin in my pocket, and I started to want to make some of that money back. All right, in case
Yeah.
I did get caught, and so I'm selling 2 or 3 bags here and there to different people all over the city, not thinking too much of it. I think I was like 18 or 19 at the time, and it ended up being that this group of guys I was hanging out with was already involved with drugs and the task force in Toronto and Steubenville. So they had been being watched and stuff for drug activity. So I'm selling these 2-3 bags to these people, and I guess they ended up just telling the police where they got it from. So, like, I know this now, but at the time, I have no knowledge of SWAT teams or task
Sure.
force. You know, I don't know any of that. I'm oblivious to those things. And one day we're at the trailer park behind Hometown Video, and I got high on 2 or 3 stamp bags, and I wanted to cut the grass. You know, I had told you I got energy from this. And,
Yeah.
you know, I want to be helpful to these guys that are helping me so much.
You're a saint.
I'm the man, you know. And it comes down to I just wanted to fit in and be a part of something. And so I go to my grandfather's house and I steal his weed eater and his lawnmower because I don't have one.
Yeah.
You know, and we pull back up and to go to the Hometown Video to this trailer, and there's SWAT trucks in there
At the video place.
at the video store, and police and dogs, and I'm like, shit, that sucks.
Somebody's about to have a bad day.
Someone's fucked.
Someone's going to jail,
Man.
right? So I'm like looking around, rubbernecking, trying to like get out of their way so I can be nosy, and they run up to me with big guns and dogs and tell me if I move, they're gonna blow my fucking head off.
Damn, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, I'm just a kid, man.
You're just trying to mow some grass.
Trying to mow some grass, right? So I put the car in park, and they open the door, and they start searching me and stuff like that.
Anything on you?
I had 50 bags of heroin in my pocket.
Ooh.
Separately bagged.
We're talking about like $10 bags.
$10 stamp bags,
Okay.
little wax paper
Yep. Yeah,
bags
yep.
in bundles.
Yep.
Ooh.
And I had 50 of them on me. And so at the moment, I thought of the quickest thing I could think of. I was like, these aren't my jeans, man.
It's always the
The
quickest
Cops
go- always
special. The
go-to,
Cops
yeah.
TV show special.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
These aren't my jeans, man. And the cops were like, really? Like, are you really going to tell us that? I'm like, you just found a pair of jeans with all this heroin in
And
it?
put them on.
I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what the fuck I did, man. Well, they obviously didn't believe that. They put me in handcuffs. Across the street, there's like a Dairy Owl ice cream place. Friends and family.
Everybody.
The crowd gathering.
Everybody
Everyone's over there.
gathering.
And then not one point did it cross your mind these guys might be here for you.
No,
Never.
never.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just little old me. I'm
Yeah,
nobody.
I'm just
I'm not.
not a big weight guy.
I'm not in the cartel or anything at the time.
Right.
Later on, I thought I was a part of the cartel.
Because I imagine, like, in a small town, like, SWAT team shows up, like, yeah, people are going to be watching. And then
yeah, I was
then-
just pretty naive to that, and
getting
you know,
arrested in front of the whole town.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was
that's
embarrassing.
Like a
That sucks.
salt in the wound kind of thing.
Yeah, the news came, and they didn't really show my face, but everybody knew it was me.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I ended up going to jail for, a kid I hung out with at the time, he was 16 years old. So my charges were,
You got like a minor charge. Too.
yeah, like furnishing drugs to a minor,
Oh,
attempted drug abuse, possession, and probably some other little minor things. And yeah, that was my first experience going to the Jefferson County Justice Center in Steubenville, Ohio. And
How's that?
yeah. What's that like?
I
in
was
there?
scared to death. It's a small jail, but at the time, you know, I'm hearing stories of there's gang members from Chicago down here, New York, New Jersey. They called them the Jersey Boys, and at the time it was known as Little Chicago down there.
Really?
Yeah, so a lot of different communities from Chicago and New Jersey.
Why?
Yeah, they're in Jefferson City, bumfucked USA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just because the heroin trade down there was pretty extensive because Pittsburgh is close by there, and that's where the
Yeah.
heroin was coming. They were calling it Heroin Highway. back
Oh
in the
yeah, I
day.
remember
Okay.
that.
And these cultures would come from Chicago and Jersey and New York and bring their gang culture down there and sell drugs to make a huge profit.
Gotcha.
So the guys I were with were already wrapped up in all that, and I'm just oblivious to all this, you know. And So I go to the jail, and they're segregating people by gangs, and
Golly.
yeah, and I'm just like a
Where the
young
hell
white
am I?
kid in there, yeah. And I never had any bad experiences in there as far as like violence or anything, but I've seen a lot of violence in there. And I just kind of stayed in my own lane, kept to
Are you
myself.
dope sick?
No, I got bonded out. I went to
Oh.
arraignment. First time ever getting in trouble.
OR.
My dad bonded me out.
Oh,
How
you
much
did
was
have
the
a bond.
It was $7,500 to get me out.
Fuck.
7,500, damn.
So 75,000.
75,000.
Yep,
So 10%.
7,500, yep.
And what do you tell Dad when you ask him what's your
It
reason?
wasn't me.
Just wrong place, wrong
Yeah,
pants,
I was
wrong
just in the
time.
car. You know, he didn't really say too much to me. Asked me questions about it. He got me an attorney, Stephen Lamatrice. Now he's the prosecuting attorney down there. But at the time, he was a defense attorney.
It's ironic.
And my dad put me on like fucking house arrest. Like, if you leave the house, it's done. You're done. So I respected that for the most part. And then, like I said, my dad grew up with like cops, prosecutors, judges, and stuff. A small town, small area. Everybody knows my family. They know my dad. They know my dad is about doing good in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad just kind of like bullies his way into the judges' chambers and like, hey, this is my son. There's got to be another option than prison for him, right? I'll take care of the rest, whatever I need to do. How can we help him, right? So the judge decided on sending me to a treatment center in Newark, Ohio. It's called Shepherd Hill. And I went to Shepherd Hill at 19 years old for drugs. And
So that's pretty lucky, given
Yeah, you got to get out of
what
jail
you
free
had
card.
on you and the way it went down.
yeah, I would say it's super lucky.
I
You
mean,
know, today it probably wouldn't be the same circumstances with all the drugs and stuff.
No,
today.
No,
it's a different
way
time
too
back
many
then.
drugs.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
like 2008, 2007,
Yeah.
2008. There wasn't, drugs been around, but it wasn't like it is today. So
It's not like grace back then, like there might be today. Like you
Sure.
know.
sure. So I went to this treatment center, and I think I was just trying to do the best I could to get out of trouble. Like I said, my brain, I have not a normal brain, so I know how to manipulate my way through things and check boxes off and do what you ask me to do.
Talk the talk.
Talk the talk, and so I can ultimately do what I want to do.
How long is that treatment center?
It was a 6-month treatment center.
Oh, so it's
Damn.
a big
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have any knowledge of like 12-step programs or anything back then, or the disease of addiction or anything. I just kind of thought, when you stop, you stop. For some people, that's true, but for me, that's not true. I stayed there a couple extra months, 8 or 9 months, make myself look good for the judge and stuff like that. And I was ready to get out of there. So at this time, we could have like home visits and stuff. But my family lived far from Newark.
Were you hearing anything in there that was like resonating with you at the time, or were you kind of doing the whole "I'm looking for the differences, not the similarities" thing?
Yeah, differences. I was in denial. I don't remember a whole lot
Really?
from it. I know I had groups and things, and there was more. It was more like a CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy things, and I do remember that part. And I know I hated it, and I was 19, man. I thought, okay, I just won't do it no more.
Yeah. Stop.
Yeah. All right, I got caught. I won't do this shit no more.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And that sounded good enough to me to do whatever I needed to do to get out of there. But slowly my addiction was creeping in at that time. I'm not recognizing anything, behaviors from my addiction. And I had a relapse while I was in that treatment center. We got to go on like home visits and stuff. At the time, my aunt lived in I think Zanesville or something, and she had a friend, and I introduced me to her friend, and they would let me go visit their apartment and stuff like that. And I'm at their apartment, and no one's there. They're at work, and I told you I was nosy, right? So I start looking through drawers and stuff, and I came across a powdery substance known as cocaine.
Oh man, there's
Yeah.
had some cocaine laying around.
Cocaine laying around, man.
Damn.
Just for little old me to try
That's-
out
Wow.
On a home pass.
on a home pass.
And have you ever done coke
Treatment
prior to
center.
this?
I've never done cocaine prior to this, but I just know I wanted to do something to get out of self. And
You know what what it is?
at the time,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what it is. I have knowledge of it, but I don't.
I mean, like that bag specifically was
Oh,
cocaine.
no.
It's just like whatever it
Probably
tastes
not.
like drugs, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it just looked like drugs, and I wanted to do it. So, at the time, I probably didn't know it was cocaine. It was a white powdery substance.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and a
just probably
baggie.
Yeah.
thought that it was cocaine, and it ended up being that substance. And you know, I divvied out my share. You know, did me a couple little lines, and didn't think anything much more about it. But that like fueled something in my brain that I know I wanted more of it, and I ended up leaving that treatment center shortly after that. Kept that all to myself. It was a big secret. Kept it to myself. I go back home. I think I did well for like maybe a week or two, and then I wanted to go back to what I know best.
What brought you to the dance?
And I people, places, and things. I surround myself with the same people, places, and things at this time, and the cycle just started all over again. And I got introduced to cocaine, and that fueled an addiction, and that drug made me do things that I never thought I would ever do. And you know, I'm still like not thinking that I'm like a struggling addict out here at 20 years old, 19 years old, and I got introduced to a different set of people, like a more, I don't know what the word is, but like there's the lower level people I was with, and then I get introduced to like the mid-grade people.
Okay.
And so I'm still doing the cocaine and stuff, but ultimately my addiction revolved around opiates, and that's what I wanted to go back to, right? Because that was my comfort space and what made me feel like me, I guess. Yeah. So I start selling cocaine to fuel my opiate addiction, and now ego comes in. These people were trusting me with $30,000-$40,000 at a time to transport large amounts of cocaine. You know, opiates. I'm dealing with mid-grade dealers and stuff, and today I know that I was just like their flunky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just a dope fiend that they can tell what to do because I'll do it for $40.
Yeah.
And that's a sad situation to be trapped in. And so I'm selling cocaine to support my opiate addiction, and I'm running around with this kid, and he's selling weed, and we lived together in this apartment, and he got caught up in like a police where they just like pull people over and search their car for drugs and alcohol. I don't know what you want to call it.
They have like a phase of it going on.
Like a task force till they name it something, and
Yeah.
Operation whatever.
Operation You're Busted.
Operation Icebreaker.
Yeah.
So unbeknownst to me, he gets wrapped up in that, and he's scared, and he gives them this information about this operation that's going on in these certain set of
He just got caught for some weed.
Yeah, he got caught for some weed, and he got caught for some crack cocaine.
Oh.
And he pointed in our direction. And
Of course.
so this apartment complex that I'm selling these drugs out the back door is within 1,000 feet of a school.
Oh, bud.
And so they give him the money, the wire, the video, the audio video surveillance on me, and they do controlled buys out of the back of this apartment. And I end up getting 3 controlled buys within 1,000 feet of a school. I got 3 controlled buys in the presence of a juvenile in an apartment complex selling
Jeez.
drugs.
Wow.
And these people's house I was using to sell the drugs, they have their kids in there. And
Was it your buddy, the one doing the buys? The one that got caught
yeah,
from the...
it was my buddy that was doing the buys.
Has he typically bought from you? Like
yeah,
bought
yeah.
products? So it's not an out of the normal
It's
situation
not out
for
of-
him
out
to
of
buy
the-
something.
Out of the norm for him to purchase things from me. We got high together. And
Okay.
stuff. And like I said, like I'm just like so blind at the time to things going on around me that I'm just like, who am I? I'm nobody.
Yeah, I'm just
a crackhead.
hustling a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And now that I think back about it, there was like whispers that this guy was like an informant or a CI or whatever you call it. But at the time, I'm like, he's not going to tell on me, man.
Yeah, that's my boy.
That's my buddy. But the whole time, he was telling on me, and trying to get to the bigger guy.
Yeah, you want the bigger fish.
Yeah, so they got 3 controlled buys on me in a school zone. The presence of a juvenile. But how it got set up was, it was weird because I'm pretty aware of my surroundings. I'm pretty street knowledgeable at the time, and he calls me and he's like, "Hey, I want." He wanted to order a large amount of crack cocaine, and at this time he was not buying half ounces of crack cocaine. He was buying grams, 8 balls,
Yeah.
things like that, and that was pretty common for him until they did that icebreaker, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Caught him up with some drugs. He flips, points them in our direction. So now they put him on the payroll. Boom. And that's how he gets the control buys off of me. So he's ordering up like half ounces of crack, and I'm refusing to sell it to him at first. Right. It just seems it started seeming a little odd to me. Plus I'm hearing whispers of police talk and informants and stuff like that. I just didn't want to believe it. So he ends up ordering up. I'm like, I give him an amount of money that I want for these drugs, right? Because I know he's going to say no, it's too much. But he agrees to pay for this, right? And in my head, I'm like, this can't be legit. But I'm a heroin addict, man.
I'm gonna find out.
It might be legit.
It might be, and
Yeah.
I might be rich for a day.
Yeah.
And be able to get high for a few more days, and that's all that mattered, right? That's all that mattered. I didn't care about any consequences or who I hurt, or if I hurt myself. It didn't matter. All that mattered to me was getting some dope.
It's like a fucking black hole in your brain that when you're fucking getting high like that, all you're thinking about is, if I get that money, I'm set.
Right.
You don't think about anything else.
Locked in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mental obsession of it.
It's crazy.
And I always compare this to, like, if you don't know anything about the disease of addiction, right, and you want to judge people and put stereotypes on people that struggle with that and put them down, I ask them, let me take your cell phone from you for 48 hours,
Yep.
right? All you're going to be thinking about is your cell phone.
Yep.
That's how addicts and alcoholics' brains think about
Goddamn
drugs and
right.
alcohol all day long, until you have the willingness to live a different life and work some steps and stuff, or whatever you believe in. So they always don't like hearing that. But going back to it,
It's a great example.
it is a great example.
It's a great example.
Yeah, I had to use that on a few family members before. Like, hey, this is what I deal with. This is a lifelong thing, right? And there's a mental obsession that I deal with at times. And if you want to judge me, let me take your cell phone for 48 hours, and all you're going to think about is your cell phone, and that's how addicts and alcoholics have to deal with life. They usually have not too much to say after that.
No.
Right? So I give it to anybody that is decided to change their life and work a recovery program and is doing well at it. So yes.
What's the bust look like? How do they get you?
So the bust for me looks like this. He sends me a text message. He's ordering up this amount. I ultimately agreed to that because, like I said, all I care about is this heroin that I want.
And this is the first time you did it? Like you agreed to one deal?
This is probably about the third time this,
Okay.
this happened. Third or fourth. And I tell him to pick me up. We're going to have a conversation. This isn't like a $20, $30 dope deal we're doing here. Not that it's like major money or anything, but at the time where I'm from, it was pretty significant.
Yeah.
For the amount of drugs that I was around at the low level I'm at.
Yeah,
it was a big
half
deal.
ounces. Yeah.
And to a heroin addict that needs that
Yeah.
money, that's like, yeah.
It was a big deal. So he picks me up. We're going on a ride, and he's immediately trying to hand me this money. And I'm like, kind of thinking it's weird, but like I said, all I'm thinking about is what I'm going to make so I can get high. And we pull up to this Yummy's ice cream store, and we're
How's the
talking.
money look?
So it was like 50s, 20s, and there was like 110 in there, right?
Were they crisp? Like
Pretty crisp. I can't remember.
I'm
too
just
well.
curious.
But like,
if
I think I even remember in the midst of texting, doing this dope deal, I'm like looking at my buddy like he's probably setting me up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and saying that out loud to him, and him even saying like he better not be like my fucking kids are in here, you know, and he was, and there was a lead detective back home that everybody knew who he was. I won't say his name or anything, but I'm texting him like, hey, you're probably like in the same room with this guy right now. Like jokingly texting him because I think this guy know enough that I can fuck around with him a little bit. And he's texting me back things like, oh, you would say that. Why would you say that? You're tripping, stuff like that. But the whole time he really is with this person. And they're giving him the money to come make the buy. He gives me the money at the Yummies. I'm seeing like unmarked vehicles there, but I'm not like connecting the dots because like all that's on my mind is getting this over with so I can ultimately
Go home, do some dope.
And yeah, so I give him the drugs. I go back to the apartment. I'm walking in the back, and there's like SWAT trucks pulling in this apartment complex, and I'm like, oh my god, fuck. So
not again.
Not again, right? And this time it was like a bigger ordeal, right? Because in this apartment, right, this guy from Columbus would come down. He got this girlfriend, right? Bought her an apartment, paid her cell phone bill, paid her rent, took care of her kids, so he could use her house as a stash spot. And in the house, there's almost 300 grams of cocaine.
And this is where you're going into.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And I'm making buys out the back door.
Boy,
to,
oh boy.
To this guy too, for the other previous controlled buys. So they had like audio and video surveillance on this house, and there's my goofy ass walking out the back door every time, selling the informant the crack.
Damn.
Fuck.
Yeah. So like SWAT pulls up and the sheriff is there, and the sheriff grew up with my grandfather, played sports with him, and they know each other real well. And he was like, "Man, I used to come watch you play football on Friday. Now I'm taking you to jail for selling drugs." It made me feel like real small. And the truth hurts sometimes. And I was like, "Man, this is real, and I'm fucked. I'm in trouble."
So you know immediately you're done for.
Yeah, just the amount of, like, it was like a parade of police and video cameras from the news, and the headlines were like, like major drug bust in this apartment complex in Toronto, and had my name, and the amount of drugs they seized was almost 300 grams of cocaine, some pounds of weed, 3 stolen firearms. Ooh. There was a stolen car involved that I had been using. There was the female that the I don't know what you want to call him, like the dealer was using, and she got caught up in it, and her friend got caught up in it. So us three ultimately were wrapped up in this major drug bust.
Damn.
Right. And that's when shit started getting real for me. I went back to the Jefferson County Justice Center. Now I have like major drug charges, aggravated drug trafficking, aggravated possession, aggravated controlled substance, whatever it is, and 3, 4 felonies and F2s,
Ooh, yeah.
and
All aggravated.
all aggravated charges, controlled buys.
You call Dad and tell him how
Yeah,
they got the wrong guy again.
I did call Dad, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't me. No. At this point, I think he was pretty frustrated with what was going on with me. You know, he told me once, and I didn't listen. So I went back, and I think he left me in there for this amount of time, and I think I sat in there like 9 months fighting this case, and ultimately I got sentenced to 76 months in correctional facility
Ooh.
for these charges.
What's that? 6 years? How long is that?
It's five,
Five?
five and a half. I think,
Okay.
probably. I did 5. I did my last 6 months in a halfway house in Akron, Ohio.
Damn. Where'd you go? What prison?
I went to Marion Correctional Facility.
Man, 6 years.
Yeah.
Or 5.5. Your
Yeah.
first number. It's a long time, bro.
Yeah, and for the 9 months I'm in the Steubenville County Jail or whatever, you know, I've never been to prison, and I'm in there, and they're telling me like all these horror stories.
Yeah, they always do.
Of you know, when you get off the bus, you better put them hands up, 'cause somebody's gonna try you. You know, so I just thinking about that and obsessing about that every day, man. Someone's gonna kill me in prison. I ended up getting sentenced or whatever. I went to Lorain, that's near Cleveland.
That's like their CRC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a reception center anymore. I think they just use CRC down here in Orient now. At the time, it was a reception center up north. And in Jefferson County, that's the last county that goes to Lorain. So they sent me to Lorain, and I'm in Lorain. I'm with a bunch of guys from Cleveland, Sandusky, Mansfield, very few from where I'm from. And I was scared, if I'm going to be honest. But I stayed to myself. I drank a lot of coffee, and I stayed out to gambling. I just got into working out and trying to get my weight up so I can learn how to throw my hands if I needed to, you know.
Yeah.
Or at least look big enough so nobody wants to throw hands
Yeah, and I think
at
that
you.
ended up working out for
Yeah.
me. I think like once I got to my parent institution in Marion, I was like 247.
Damn.
Yeah, so I never really had any issues in prison, you know, for my whole stay there, except for one time. In Marion, there was a lot of programs and stuff in there. I think it was like Oasis program and Thinking for a Change, and there's 12-step programs they facilitate in there. And I know I wanted to be involved in stuff like that so I can get the hell up out of there, right? Get good days and stuff. And I had my little porter job. I slop and mop around, and I stuck to myself. But I had a good bunkie in there that taught me the land of the ways of the land, you know, and how to conduct myself in there, and you know, excuse me and step out the way when somebody's walking down the aisle and stuff. So I never had any issues in there. Plus, you know, there was a lot. I don't want to say like I couldn't get tried or anything, but they just I knew how to be a chameleon and fit in and speak the lingo and keep my head down when it was time to keep my head down. And I got involved in sports and flag football and stuff in there, and I was in the gym, and I got involved in 12-step programs in there. And one time, the only time I had an altercation in there in prison was I'm at a 12-step program. I come back, and when you're in prison and you walk in on the block or the dorm, you can feel the atmosphere change.
You can feel the tension,
You
man.
can feel the tension in the air, right? You know, I have been on this block for I think 3.5 years at this time. You know, I never really had any issues. Like I said, I had a good bunkie, and my bunkie was a known individual in there, and he always told me, if somebody comes over here, I'm going to Lucasville, which means if somebody comes in our area, I'm probably going to put some violence on them or whatever. So people just respected him, so therefore they, I guess, respected me out of respect for him. and the whole dorm is drunk and drinking.
Oh boy.
And I feel the tension in there. And I'm like, damn, what's going on? You know? And I walk up to my bunk area and I kind of like put my hands on the top rack and I kind of kick my box a little bit. And it sounds kind of light. And I'm like, damn, did they steal my stuff? And they did. People were drunk and they stole my commissary. And I kind of went out through the block to a few people I talked to and try to get information on who did it. But we're in prison, man. Ain't nobody going to open their mouth, whether they know or not. They don't want to be involved, and I don't blame them for that. You know, they can get violent in there. It is prison, you know. There's people doing life sentences in there. Ain't got nothing to lose, right? And in this prison, there was a gang in there from Cleveland called the Heartless Fellas. And their like MO was to steal and jump people, and you know they got organization to them, but they're a younger crowd and they just don't give a fuck. So yeah, so they stole my things, and then this one of their members had moved into the block, and he happened to move right next to my bunk area, right? So I try to put two and two together, and whether it was him or not, I'm blaming him.
Because you gotta take it up with somebody, right?
Gotta take it up with somebody, right? And I forgot to mention this. When I was in Marion, there was a gentleman in there that I grew up with, right? He's doing an 18 to life sentence for murder, and I got lucky, and he happened to be there with me, and so he kind of took me under his wing a little bit, and he's an enforcer for a gang in there, and I wasn't a part of that or anything, but I'm around them. People see I'm around them, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with why my stay wasn't eventful either. But you know, I kind of went to him and asked him for help, like, what do I do in this situation? And he was like, you ain't did nothing yet? I'm like, no, man, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And he pretty much told me, like, you have like 24 hours to make an example out of somebody, man, or you're gonna get it. It's gonna be worse for you here. So you know, if you get taken advantage of or whatever, and you don't make an example out of somebody or show that you'll at least try to make an example out of somebody, you're gonna have a pretty rough stay in prison, right? So I took heed to that and went back. It was count time. It's 9 o'clock. I'm sitting on my bunk, waiting for count, waiting for the COs to come by. I look over this gentleman that had just moved in there, who was a member of this organization that likes to steal and do a bunch of fuck shit. And I pretty much told him, man, like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I know you stole my shit, and I'm going to set an example out of you. So I don't even know if that was the right thing to say. It just kind of came out like that. And he kind of just looked at me, laughed it off, like I didn't do nothing, right? I wasn't going to do shit, basically. So what happened was, I went to bed that night, and that was probably not the right thing to do in that moment in the penitentiary, right? You're supposed to do things immediately. You know, so we went to bed, and the next day I got up and I was all in my head about it, like, I really need to do something about this, all right? So I see the gentleman walk into the bathroom area, and I put at the time you could wear Timberland boots there.
I put the boots on.
I don't think you can wear those anymore, but he's brushing his teeth in the bird bath. There's like a big round bird bath in the middle of the bathroom area, and he's brushing his teeth, and I just ran in there and just punched him in the throat.
Damn.
Boom. Knocked him down. You know, we have a little scuffle or whatever, and that was it. It was over with. So, you know, now the dorm's all hooping and hollering, you know, and I go back. By the time I got out of there, the people that I dealt with already had the stuff out of his box.
Oh, wow.
And put back in my box.
Damn.
Right. So I respected that. You know, they just were trying to see if I was going to make a move. Yeah. Right. And like I said, there was a little scuffle, and other people started getting involved that I was around. They got the things back off of him, put it back in my area, took some other things, and he checked in.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Damn. I was gonna ask if you were worried about retaliation, but like, dude
Yeah.
checked in.
Yeah, he checked in, so he went off the block and went into another block and got caught stealing somebody's shoes.
Mm.
So he did like a check-in move without.
Oh, that's just what he does. It's just what he does.
It could be what he does,
Yeah.
Wow.
but yeah, and at the time, like I said, there was heartless felons in this prison, but their numbers weren't up yet until like that. When I was at the end of my stay there, their numbers were really high, right? And the situation probably would have been
A
different.
lot worse. Yeah.
Different, right? And there was really nothing he could do. He didn't have none of his homeboys there with him. So the remainder of my stay there was it was not eventful at all after that. You know, a whole lot of playing football and working out and watching Ohio State games.
Yeah.
So, and then I got a judicial release.
You got your Judy.
Yeah.
Damn.
I got a judicial release, and they sent me to it's called TMRC Oriana House in Akron, Ohio. I mean, you do a 6-month stay there in a halfway house, and I hated that fucking place. A lot of the same things. They make you go to groups and bully you around all day, and the people that worked there like didn't give a shit about nothing. And I seen more overdoses in there than I did on the street.
Jeez.
And there was a lot of drugs in that place, and what I want to do drugs.
Obviously. Obviously.
I'm interested. You know, those are my type of people. So I started using again in the halfway house, and this time it got pretty severe.
That's so fucked up that you get out of prison, you're clean, whatever. You go to a halfway house to try and get better, and it's worse.
It was worse, man.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was a sad situation. You know, I'm with people that I think are my friends. You know, they're from all over the country or state, not the country, the state. And we're all getting high together, and then they would just like bail out and leave, and then like put the money on me, and it just turned into like a real shitty situation in there. But like I said, I went back to using, and I got out of that facility, and I moved to Columbus, Ohio.
You successfully got out?
I successfully got out.
Sounds like the
Wow.
standards were pretty low, right? You just basically just in bed there every night, and that's kind of it. That's all. Like no drug testing, none of that.
There was drug testing in there, but I was manipulating the drug test. I was paying Lewis $5 to pee, 5-hour energy
Sounds
drink
right.
for me,
Good for you, Lou.
and
That's a come up.
you know, the COs that worked there, they didn't.
They didn't care that much. Yeah.
No, they didn't care as long as you weren't like fighting or doing some crazy shit. They didn't really care. The overdoses, you know, they didn't even care. They just called the ambulance. They'd wheel them out,
That's
and
crazy.
you never see them again. They'd send them back to prison or whatever.
Fucking crazy.
I was more scared in there than I was in prison. You know, just like because like you're so close to freedom in there, but you're not.
Yeah.
And the things that are going on outside of this facility are happening on the inside.
And you can come and go, right? Like you can have a job there.
You could have a job,
Okay.
and you gave them like 10% of your paycheck.
Yeah.
But the job I had when I was in there was with a buddy I was in prison with, and we went to the same halfway house, and his parents owned like a trucking company or something. So we would leave for the day, go to his parents' shop, and our job was to get scrap off of 18-wheeler trailers
Oh, okay.
and take it to the scrap because his grandfather just passed away, and they're trying to get rid of all his
Right.
trucking company stuff. And all me and him did was steal scrap, take it to the scrap yard, call a dope man, and get dope delivered, and then
Man,
go back to the facility. And
just do it again the next day.
yeah, it was bad news. And eventually his family found out, obviously, because like money's coming up missing from the scrap that we would like take a legit load, get the money, and then we would like steal a load and go keep the money.
Oh, okay.
And eventually his mom got hip to us, and she like fired us or whatever. But
Didn't
I had
press
like
charges?
a week left at this time. I didn't
Oh,
care.
okay. Then
Yeah,
fuck.
and they put me on like a dorm restriction where I wasn't like allowed to leave the dorm for 7 days. I was like, I don't care. I'm leaving. in
I'm
7
going in a week.
It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter. And I ended up getting out of there in February of I think 2013, and I came to Columbus and moved to Columbus and just started the journey all over again. I didn't learn anything. You know, I wanted to learn things and I wanted to stop getting in trouble, and I didn't want to do drugs and alcohol, but I didn't want to put the work in
Yeah.
I wanted to do what the fuck I wanted to do, but just not get in trouble and shit.
No consequences.
No
yeah.
consequences, right? When I moved to Columbus, my consequences just went through the roof.
What are you doing down? Like, how'd you get down here? You know somebody down here?
Well, my mother came and got me.
Okay.
My family lives in Columbus. Like I said earlier, my cousins had previously lived in Pittsburgh, but they moved to the Worthington area. They're going to school in Worthington, and I moved here with my grandmother and my mom. And I just got introduced to lifestyle here in Columbus, which was like the worst part of my life. Actually, it's not the best part, but now it's the worst part. I get introduced to stuff in Columbus that like got dark and scary, and at the time my sister is using at the time. She's got a year clean now. Congratulations to her. But prostitution rings, in and out of hotels, you know, a lot of abuse. Now they would call it human trafficking, things of that nature. And I'm still trying to play this role like I'm not a part of it, but I really am.
Yeah.
You know, if that's what I have to do to get drugs, I'll do it. All right. So I didn't care about valuing my life, let alone somebody else's. And I got put in some situations here in Columbus that I almost lost my life over a few times, thinking I knew what was best and not keeping my mouth shut. And it almost cost me my life a few times here. So I continued on that cycle, and I can't remember what it was, but I got caught like stealing or something, and they put me on probation. Oh, I got a forgery. I got a forgery, uttering a forgery charge or some shit.
Well, bad check or
bad checks.
Yeah.
They put me on felony probation.
Ooh.
And that's what started my journey on probation here in Columbus. And I got stuck in that cycle for years and years and years and years. You know, I'm an addict. I'm not in recovery of any sort. I don't know anything about recovery. They put me on probation. I would get out of jail, relapse, go back to jail,
Yep.
get reinstated. Here, we'll put 3 more years on your probation, and we'll let you free. And there was no like me accepting any type of help that they were trying to offer me, which was kind of limited at the time. Today, probation, I believe, is my opinion, is a lot different for people that are struggling with substance abuse. My experience with it in the last couple years since getting off probation is totally different. I had a great probation officer towards the end of my probation that extended his hand out to me more times than he should have. And ultimately, he got me put into a facility where I met Lewis at. And that was like my last straw then. And the judge I was dealing with, I don't know, I think he just seen something in me that he seen my potential or something. Probably by the way I was talking in court, trying to manipulate my way out of jail, you know. So he sent me to a facility where I met Lewis at, and when I got to that facility, I was pretty much tired of going to jail. You know, I would go to jail about every 6 months, and then I'm on felony probation, so they would keep me in there like 5-6 months.
Yep.
You know, and then send me somewhere for 9 months or 6 months, and like there was a point in time where like in 5 years I had been out of a jail or institution for like maybe like a year total, and it was exhausting.
Yeah.
I finally got to the point where I wanted to surrender to something, but I just didn't know what that was. And when I got to his facility where Lewis worked, I started seeds were being planted for me. They were Lewis extended his hand to a couple. What were we, inmates, Lewis?
I suppose
Yeah.
at the time
I
it
mean,
was
you're in a
more like it
locked-in
really was
facility.
more like that. You can't leave. There's no more nothing.
Yeah, I think it was like right at COVID was going
Yeah,
on too.
so it was a prison basically.
It was locked down. I was on a full facility restriction at the time I was there. So like, if they did go outside, I wasn't going.
You couldn't even go out to like rec.
No.
Wasn't allowed.
Why is that?
I had a warrant in Delaware County.
Yeah, we couldn't let them go out if they had
I'm
warrants.
surprised. And then what do you? How does the warrant get dealt with?
Well, they transported me to.
So they come and get you after you're done with CPC or the.
No,
No.
I was fighting the case when I had like an open case
Oh, okay.
when I was in there. So I don't know if it shows as a warrant or whatever, but they would transport me to Delaware County and back to fight this
okay.
case. And in Delaware County, when I was in this facility, it's a lockdown facility. I'm there for 6 months. I can't go anywhere. There's barbed wire here, and I'd go to Delaware, and they'd be like, "Well, we want you to go to jail," and they were like, "He's already in jail."
He's like, yeah, he's currently
Like,
in jail.
He's already in jail, and the it was like a misdemeanor, trespassing or something.
Out there.
Yeah,
And you're doing fucking
Yeah,
6 months.
I think it holds like 30 days
Yeah,
max or something.
yeah.
And like the probation officer was like, "Well, we want him to be locked up in Delaware County Jail."
Man.
But
Hungry.
the judge ultimately seen past that and was like, "We're just going to terminate his probation. He's in a facility. He can't leave, right?" So I just ended up going back to that facility, and I stayed there for, I think it was like 135 days in this facility. But here I started to learn things about like 12-step programs and learning new behaviors in life and recognizing behaviors that were leading me to drugs and alcohol. I was around a bunch of knuckleheads in there, and most of them didn't give a shit one way or another, whether they was in prison, jail, or dead.
That's how it goes.
But there was a few of us in there that like didn't like the cycle we were stuck in, and Lewis introduced us to a different way of life. He would talk to us and tell us about how he was stuck in his cycle and how he got out, right? And how he was an inmate in facilities, and then ends up running a facility, right? So I seen things in him, like I was like, man, I wanna do that. You know, this dude's
and what's crazy is you're literally doing that right now. You're walking your way up the food chain as we speak at a recovery facility.
Yeah, I'm literally doing that right now, and that all started with you, though. So thank you.
I mean, I didn't do shit. I just talked to you. That's all.
Well, you spent time with me.
I just took time to. Well, that was my favorite thing. That was why I was there. So like, that was nothing.
So I appreciate that. I'm grateful for that for you, man. And I went through this facility, and I did 12-step programs in there, and then like when I got out of that facility, I did end up having a relapse, but it was very short, and I did go back to jail, and my probation officer was like, "Man, I don't think there's anything I can do for you."
It's dude I'm thinking of with the glasses, right?
Can I say his name?
Yeah.
Jason Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad. That's right. He was there. He worked there when we were there, locked up in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did work there.
I think I've dealt with him at Maryhaven, actually.
But he
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he's
like
good.
he was my client's POs, and I have to talk to him regularly.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, so his name, Jason Conrad. So he
Boy, he gave you some chances,
Man.
dog. God damn.
I went back to jail. I know why I went back to jail. I did get out of that facility, and I caught 2 robberies.
Oh, let's talk about that.
I forgot about
Is this
those.
the Walmart?
This is the
The
Walmart.
fucking
Walmart.
Walmart.
This is the Walmart
The
story.
infamous.
The infamous
the
Walmart
infamous
story.
Walmart story.
My buddies I work with in recovery now, they're like, What'd they say on the motion of discovery, Brent? The victim was rewarded with punches to the face.
And then, I don't want to, but yeah, this is an interesting story, right?
All right, so I got out of the facility where I met Lewis at, and I had a relapse, right? And it was a very short relapse, but it was long enough to end up catching two felony
big
robbery.
boy charges. Yeah.
2 felony robberies. I remember I'm at my mom's. I'm with my girl that I'm currently with now, and they're just like holding on for dear life to try to keep me out of trouble. You know, it's not their responsibility, but they love me, so they're trying. I remember having Xanax,
Oh boy.
and
Starting off good already.
I tell her, I'm like, can you hold these for me so I don't overdo it? You know, so she does, and then I'm just like waiting for her to get up and go to the bathroom so I
So you can go in there and pinch them.
can steal some of my own.
Your own.
Xanax.
Yeah.
And I pop a couple more, right? 30, 40 minutes pass, now I'm feeling it. When I was on Xanax, I don't know about anybody else, but when I was on Xanax, I felt like Superman.
Mm.
And I didn't care what the consequences were. It didn't matter. I was going to do what I wanted to do. And that is like a very dangerous drug to be on. So
Yeah.
I don't recommend that at all.
It is.
So I had this Panera gift card, and I'm like, now I'm on benzos. I got I'm a little hungry now. So I got this Panera gift card, and I'm like, babe, what you want from Panera? I'm gonna go to Panera. And she's like, looking at me like, please don't fucking leave. Oh, I'm going. So I get in the car. I'm going to Panera. I pull up at Panera. This is during like still COVID and stuff. They're shutting down restaurants. This is like when you can't go into restaurants.
Yeah.
I pulled up to Panera. I'm like, shit, they're closed. I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to rob Walmart.
Because clearly that's what you do. And
Yeah, when
you
Panera's
can't
closed.
get Panera. Yeah.
And there's more to it because I have drugs in my pocket and money,
Okay.
right? And I'm already high,
Yeah.
right? Why? I don't know.
Oh, you fucking tell us.
So
Because the Walmart was right across the street.
right
That's
up
why.
the street, man. I'm
That's
like,
why.
Fuck it. And I think I don't know what it was. I wanted an Ohio State hoodie. You know, anybody knows me. I'm a big Buckeyes fan. Go
Yeah.
Bucks. Let's go. We're a couple more weeks. We're gonna be
Yeah,
playing.
baby.
But I wanted this Walmart Ohio State hoodie, man. I was gonna fucking have it. So I go into Walmart, and when I walk into Walmart, they know I walk into Walmart because I'm not allowed at Walmart.
Mhm.
You know, for the numerous thefts that I have, and cops that has already fucking kicked me out of there. So I go in there and loss prevention. You know, they're on to me and shit.
On your ass.
I put on this sweatshirt. Now I peep the scene. I know they're on to me. I'm like, all right, I'm getting the fuck up out of here, right? So I'm in my mother's vehicle that she just got like 2 weeks prior to this. It's brand new. She works her ass off, you know, for this, and little old dumbass me is gonna take her car to Walmart. All right,
All zannied up.
all zannied up, and I'm walking out of Walmart, and loss prevention tries to stop me at the door. And they're like, Mr. King, and they say my name.
Know you by name.
And I like give them this look like, oh shit. But at the same time, this fear set in, right? So I'm gonna use these intimidation tactics to like get my way out of this or whatever. I don't fucking know. And Mr. King, CPD's out there waiting on you. I was like, man, I don't give a fuck, dude. Right? And I just punched this.
Damn.
Gentlemen.
Got the Walmart
And if I ever see
employee.
you, I will make a mess to you.
Man.
But I don't know, man.
So do you think he's bluffing? Like, they're not really out there. He just didn't give a fuck at that
I
point.
just didn't care.
Well,
I
they
didn't
can't
care.
touch you technically, right?
No, he didn't even touch me, man.
Oh, you just fucking
I just
took off on him.
Stole on him.
Just took off on him.
Okay.
Damn.
And like I said, if I ever see you, brother, I'm gonna make a mess to you. I promise. But
Probably quit the game after that.
Yeah. He
I
doesn't work for
walked
Walmart
out,
anymore.
and the cops are out there,
Okay.
and I'm like, oh fuck! I take off running.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
You know me, I'm all doped up and,
And 200
slow as hell.
pounds.
Yeah. Like they're not gonna catch me. They've been doing this shit for 20 years, trained.
And so what's the
Yeah.
goal? To get to mom's car?
The goal is to get to my mom's car. So I ultimately get to my mom's car. I open the door. I hop in. The Columbus police officer opens the passenger door, hops in with me.
Oh, man.
So now we're both in this car. And my brain goes to, how am I going to talk my way out of this one?
Okay.
I can do this.
You got this, right?
I got this.
Yeah.
So my hand is on the gear shift, and his hand is on top of me. My hand. Like, it's over, brother.
Yeah, you're done.
are going
You're
to jail.
fucked, homie.
You're literally
Yeah.
in his hand
I
right
throw
now.
my hands up, and the guy that I punched comes around the driver's side,
Oh man.
puts me in a headlock.
The Walmart guy?
The Walmart guy.
Okay,
He's
he
in-
needs to
he's
be
in his
arrested.
feelings.
He needs to be arrested.
Yeah,
He's in
press
his feelings
charges
a
on
little
that
bit.
fucking guy.
So, like I was saying earlier, like they put in the motion because like he puts me in a headlock and I just start punching him. Boom. And the motion discovery says that the victim was rewarded with punches. That's why they
It's really sweet.
clown me for that.
Rewarded.
Yeah.
Rewarded.
Yeah, that's sick.
Wow.
But so I'm trying to like talk my way out of this, and
As the guy's choking you.
as the guy's choking me, I'm punching him, and the cops are
He's like, wait, guys, there's an explanation for
the
all
cops
of this.
yelling at him though. Stop being a hero. Let him go. You know, like yelling at him.
Fuck yeah, he's fucking everything up.
He's
Yeah.
yeah, really cock-blocking
He's
the cops.
fucking the whole thing up.
Cops were pissed, and the door's open, so you know where like the cart returns are.
Yeah.
All right, so my great idea was like I'm gonna park next to this, no one can block me in. You know, I got it all mapped out.
Sounds
'cause I'm a
logical, yeah.
Fucking criminal or whatever, and the cop's like, "Listen, man, it's over. I'm gonna get out. You're gonna climb out the passenger side. I'm gonna take you into custody." Sure. You got
Fair
me.
enough, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do, man. So he lets go of the gear shift. I put the fucking car in reverse, hit the gas, and at the same time, it like happened so fast. I turned the wheel, right, and the fucking car door got ripped off by the cart.
Oh, on
by
the cart.
return.
Yeah.
And I backed up and I hit 3 vehicles in the parking lot.
Just surrounding cars.
Yeah.
Parked around you.
Oh my
Boom,
god.
boom, you know, I put it in drive, and the cop is hanging onto the car.
Oh, boy.
Right? And he sprayed me with mace. I pull off, and I hit 2 more vehicles through a stop sign. So I hit 5 vehicles.
Mm.
Yeah. I put a bunch of lives at risk, and my own, and the police.
The fact that you're not in prison right
I am-
now
yeah.
still is unbelievable.
Walmart's most
I mean, I know it's
wanted, man.
2025 and this is a 5 years ago, but I mean, fuck, dog.
Yeah, you should be sitting pretty up there in the joint right now.
At least 10 ball. Or something.
Yeah, like
At
some
minimum. 'Cause
eight,
that's like
7.
probably like attempted murder on a cop. They
I
could-
mean, yeah, they could have hit you with.
I already got a number. I'm already a felon.
Yeah, you're
you know.
fucking
what happens if you hit the
so-
5 card? You finally decide, like, maybe they do have me after all.
Well, what I thought was my mom's gonna fucking kill me.
Because you fucking
Yeah.
just tore her car.
I didn't
New
think
car.
about
brand new car?
The cops or anything. I was like, my mom is gonna fucking kill me.
Buddy.
Long story short, so they mace me or whatever. I can't see. They pull me out. Cops. I like come to and I look, and there's like 60 cops in this parking lot, and I'm like screaming and yelling like, "Just kill me! Fuck it! Just kill me!" You know, because I know
You're
yeah,
done.
it's bad.
once
You're
I
done
go
for
back
it.
to jail,
So
I'm not
bad.
getting out.
Mm-hmm.
They find the drugs on me. I had like 9 grams of crack on me.
Yeah, how are you?
The least of his worries right now.
I don't know, man.
And that's still.
Xanax, brother.
Yeah, Xanax.
I mean,
bro.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
You should put that in the Xanax commercial.
Xanax.
Yeah, he's a Xanax brother.
Xanax.
That's
and
how the
fentanyl.
commercial ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, they arrest me, and as they should. And I
Are they like brutally beating the shit out of you as they're arresting you? Because that's what I'd be
Not
doing.
really, but I want them to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to like. Who knows?
Yeah.
Still figure out a way so it benefits me somehow.
Right.
You know. Maybe they'll beat the shit out of me, and I'll get all this money, and I can do all the drugs I want.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sick. I'm sick.
I get it.
So they take me to jail, and I get booked in, and they're all like, "Oh, you're the guy that you had a fun night tonight." Like the police are saying this to me.
Yeah.
So it had gotten around.
Yeah. So I'm like, "Oh,
Here, I'm done."
God."
Yeah.
At the time, I had like long hair, really long, scraggly hair, and I'm probably like $175, and you know, it was bad news, and I get into the to jail, and it was like probably 4 days, and my PO comes and see me. I'm like, yes. Jason Conrad comes and sees
Said
me.
yes, like something's about to happen. He's
Like
about to
everyone's
give me.
gonna let
I'm
me
about
out.
to, yeah, he's gonna reinstate my probation. I'm
That's what I
good.
thought, man. And I was like,
You
"What's
got
up?
there. He
You
came
gonna-
quick
you gonna
though,
give me out?"
for real.
Never.
4 days.
Right.
He came quick as fuck.
He probably like,
Like, but I had to hear it
was
from
like,
myself.
I can't wait to go see this.
Yeah, I had to
lady."
hear it
I
from
mean-
myself.
Usually I was in there like 2 months.
At least.
Yeah.
It was like 3 or 4 days. I'm like, something's got to be happening. They're gonna let me out. Previously, they'd done things like that. Right? Let me out. I'm sitting in the little booth where they have you, and he's just looking at me
Like disappointed dad
with this
look.
disgusted look, like man. I start crying, and he's like, man, I'm just waiting for an alert from the Columbus Police Department that says that you were killed or that you died from a drug overdose, man. And like he's telling me this, and like I never heard someone like a probation officer say that to me before,
Mm.
and it kind of hit a little different, and I was like, he's probably right, man. He's gonna be at work one day and get an alert that I died, right? And yeah, it kind of hit a little different, and I asked him for help, but he was like, man, there's not. What the fuck you want me to do?
We're beyond that.
Yeah, he's like, you pretty much exhausted all resources for everything I can do for you. You've been in front of this judge 5 times in 4 years. You got robberies now. Like, you're going to prison, man. And I was.
That's what he said.
Yeah, to me.
What about the assaulting the officer?
Oh, yeah. So we'll rewind a little bit. I went to my arraignment. Listen to this one. You ready for this one?
Hell yeah.
I go to my arraignment. Mr. King, Brent E. King versus State of Ohio. What are the charges? What are the facts of this case? What are the findings? We have no facts on this case. Boom. I don't know, man.
They have no facts on the case.
No facts on the case. They didn't charge me with anything. Walmart pressed charges on me for the assault and the robbery. And they charged me with 2 F2 robberies, an assault, and an F3 robbery that I ended up getting indicted on, right? And that was all due to Walmart pressing charges on me for the theft of the hoodie, the assault, and then
Because you hit
the
dude.
robbery, because I hit dude.
So if you don't hit dude and you just take the whole,
It's like a petty theft.
you're
What?
nothing. It's a
Yeah.
misdemeanor.
But the cops, nothing. They
Nothing. No drugs, no assault, no cars. Nothing.
Bro.
So
What do you do when you hear, like, are you guys sure
I
that's
was
it?
like, what does that mean? I didn't know. I was like, what does that even mean? And people were looking at me like, what the fuck? Who is this dude? You know? And
How do you make this disappear?
Right, and in
Yeah,
a place
bud.
like that, you almost want your charges
Yeah, oh, yeah.
to stick, because now people are looking at you funny.
Right.
You know, like, man, I'm in here for nothing, or he's in here for almost killing people,
And a cop at that.
and I don't know what happened or how it played out or what kind of higher power was at play there,
Bro.
but they never charged me with anything like that.
That's wild.
What about the other cars that you damaged along the way? Nothing.
Nothing. So
Insane.
if anybody sees this, that I damaged your car, I will owe you a man.
So you got a 4-leaf clover up your ass, right? No, you didn't get no assaulting cop charges. That's wild.
Remarkable.
Itself. It's somehow like, yeah. So So what's the totality of it all? So you get robbery.
I got indicted on the F2 robbery, F3 robbery, so I can cop out to the F3.
What's the robbery about?
Because I took the hoodie and punched the.
Okay, that makes it
Lost
officially a
Yeah, so
robbery.
they make it a robbery.
Okay.
Yeah. So I go to court. I'm in court in front of the same judge. So I'm sure
Laughing
he's
with you,
sick of
bud.
me, And I was in jail, and I was like asking Lewis to write me letters of recommendation.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
boy.
His mom hit me up. Yeah.
I'm
Damn,
like
did
begging
you do
for
it?
help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, please do this for me, right? They have to listen to him. He's
He's somebody.
Well, I don't know your
you gotta
judge
listen to
though.
him a
If it
little
was, if
bit.
it was a judge I knew, maybe
so. I mean,
worth a shot.
It's worth a shot. I'll do anything.
Yeah, anything.
So I go to court, and the judge, is a judge and tells me about myself, and I just take responsibility for it. And he looks at me and he says, I notice people in the community aren't giving up on you. Your family hasn't given up on you, and I don't think I want to give up on you either.
Wow.
And I was like, yes, sir. So they had a recommendation to go to a treatment facility called the House of Hope.
Mm.
It's a 6-month intensive behavior therapy place where, there's a lot of accountability there. I can start to learn about my behaviors that lead me to drugs and alcohol, and learn new coping skills to deal with things in life rather than go run to drugs and alcohol. So I'm in there, I'm getting told about myself and my behaviors, and it took me a while to accept.
Yeah, don't they dig into you pretty hard,
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
including the people you're in there with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You guys call each other out and shit.
yep, including the people I'm in there with. It's all about accountability, hold your brother accountable, and so you have groups that you're in, and they're pretty intense, and it's easy for you to hold me accountable one on one, and I can manipulate
Yeah.
you into thinking I'll never do it again.
Right. Yeah, sure, of
room
course.
full of people.
Yeah.
A little more
Room full of
difficult.
people, and they're all just like me. And there's 2 counselors in there that got degrees, and they're just like me, and been through this program as well. And it's hard for me to manipulate a room full of other addicts and alcoholics that are trying to benefit from their life in this program. So, yeah, it took a while for me to accept that, and I always had an answer for everything. And I got told that a lot. I got told to shut the fuck up a lot. And I had to learn how to shut the fuck up, man. And take suggestions from others and start practicing some of these new behaviors. And once I accepted it and fully surrendered and started working a 12-step program and taking it serious, I got a sponsor in the 12-step program. Worked through some inventories myself and started admitting to some of these things. I started getting some freedom of self, right? I had to get out of my own way first, though. And my life drastically started becoming better, right? It's funny that I haven't used drugs or alcohol in going on 3 years, and I haven't been to jail since.
It's weird, right? How it just
Weird.
stops.
Damn,
They
coming
correlate.
up on 3?
Yeah, we'll be.
When's 3?
3 will be next May, so not
Okay.
quite 3.
But
Yeah,
still,
that's the next big
2.5,
milestone.
That's the next
2.5.
big milestone
Yeah.
for me.
Fuck, that's crazy. Damn.
Right. 3 years ago, I couldn't wipe my own ass, man. You know. So I took the program serious. I started surrounding myself with other people in recovery, reaching out to them, and today I'm not afraid to admit to things and ask for help. Right. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. Right. I don't have to like what you're saying to me, but I have to accept it. Right. And today, my life is just a complete 180. Is that right? 180?
Yeah.
Yeah.
360, you'd be
Yeah,
right.
Whatever,
360,
man.
you'd be right
Yeah,
back at square
180.
one. Yeah.
So
you got it right.
I took suggestions in there, and some of the suggestions were work a 12-step program, get a sponsor, start accepting my behaviors, start learning new behaviors, take responsibility for things. I also took a suggestion to move into a recovery house, which they offered there. I took a suggestion.
That's a big one too.
Yeah.
That's a big one people do not do all the time, and it fucks them over.
Yeah, I agree with that because that's what I always did.
They think
right?
they're ready.
Right. I'm ready. I can go back home. But that's what I always did, and it never worked out for me, right? Because that was my plan, and when I put my plans into play, I burn my life to the fucking ground. So I have to follow simple suggestions from others that have been doing it longer than me, right? And they suggested I go into a recovery house. I finally was like, all right, I'll do that. I'll give you 30 days in this recovery house. You know, I still want to take some kind of control back.
Yeah.
And I promised them I'd give them 30 days. I'm in a recovery house. I'm following the program rules. Taking suggestions. I start to extend my hand out to other newcomers in recovery, and the promises started coming true like they talk about for me, and opportunities started happening for me. I ended up living in that recovery house for almost a year. I became a house manager there, and it was very close to the facility where I work now. I was out back cutting grass. I love cutting grass, right?
He's back.
I'm out back cutting grass, and the program director comes out, and he's like, hey, man, I want to talk to you. And I'm in my head like, oh, shit, what the fuck
Yeah, what
did
I do now?
All right. He comes in, he takes me to his office, and he's like, I really like who you are today, and I want to offer you a job here. So that was like a goal of mine, too, when I got to the House of Hope.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You fucking did it, dude. You fucking did it. We talked about
We
it.
did talk about it. When I walked in those doors, I was like, I'm going to work here, and I'm going to be good at it, and I'm going to love it. And they offered me a job there, and at first I worked Friday night third shift there, right? And I got to see guys that were walking in the door and at the lowest of the low.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a pair of socks, a pair of underwear. All they had was a T-shirt that we offered to them. And their family hated them, their kids hated them. And I could extend my hand and be like, you know what, I can relate with you, right? Let me, if you don't think you can do this, let me tell you a little bit about my story, you know? And I get to tell them some of the stories that I've been through in my addiction, and they just give me this look like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I would have never known. Well, that's the point of it today, right? So, you know, at my job, I actually got an opportunity to get licensed in the state of Ohio, become a peer support, right? I wrote an email to that probation officer, Jason Conrad, and the email wasn't for me, it was for him. The email was to tell him, your job sometimes does help people, right? The goal of his job is to ultimately get people on track and get them back into the society to be productive members of society. And I'm sure probation officers, they see it, but probably not a whole lot. And with a case like mine, I'm sure they didn't believe a whole lot of it. But I sent him a picture of my licensure through the state of Ohio for peer support. And he was like elated. He was so proud of me and told me to keep continuing my journey in recovery and helping others. And, you know, I told him if there was anything I could do for him, I'd be glad to do that. So, and I got those inspirations from Lewis, right? Lewis used to take me and a friend of ours to the correctional facility that I was an inmate at, where he was a correctional officer at, and give back to that program like they gave back to me. And that was like a huge goal of mine too. I want to go back to these facilities and let these guys know that it's possible. I was in B Hall,
B Hall, huh?
saying fuck Lewis, right? Heard his keys come in, we get to hide and shit. But that really wasn't the case. He just wanted to come in there and help people, right? So that's what I like to do today. And I work at House of Hope short-term stabilization program. It's on Parsons Avenue. So if anybody's struggling with addiction or alcoholism, we got a bed for you. But it's just like a big family there. You know, it's like a brotherhood. Our CEO is like our mom, you know, and people that there's no, like for me, I try to portray this to the guys I work with, like there's no like hierarchy with me. I'm the same as you, right? I walk through these doors just like you walk through this door. It wasn't too long ago I was sitting in that seat that you're sitting in, right? It wasn't too long ago I was in the back of this druggy buggy. Now I'm driving this motherfucker, all right? I'm entrusted with those things. The people I work with, the directors and the program managers and the CEOs and stuff, they all are just like me, and I can relate to them. And that's kind of what I try to tell the newcomer that comes in there. Like, it's possible. If I can do it, anybody can do it, right? And that's how I give back. And I sponsor people in 12-step programs. I speak at prisons. I speak at institutions. I speak at treatment centers. And I just try to share a little bit about my story so people can relate to it and look at me like, damn, I want what he has. So those are just things I'm working on today. I'm going to be working on, ultimately my goal is to do like outreach and become in a position at the House of Hope to where I can go into jails and institutions, tell them about our program, how we can help them.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And maybe get them to become members of the treatment facility and show them a new way of living.
I freaking love that, man. Because like we were talking about earlier, like if guys like us can do it, literally anybody can do it. We are not special.
Yeah.
There's no magic trick to it. We just like shut the fuck up for a minute and then like realize the problem is us and worked on that, and like so it can be done.
Click.
You're never too bad off. Like there's no such thing. Like if
I always there's no such thing.
Dude, we had a guy in here that fucking had a battery-powered heart.
Yeah. And
he's sober and fucking alive, and his heart apparently is starting to work again.
God is great.
Like, so, it's just crazy, dude. Like,
you're never too far gone
to recover. Yeah.
None of us are unique.
No.
No, because I was discouraged at first because of my background and my criminal history and my job history. I was like, I never had shit.
It
Like,
sucks.
how
Yeah.
am I gonna? How am I gonna be a productive member of society in recovery and
But
stuff?
now you're building a
Yeah,
resume.
now it's your asset. You
Now it's
know,
my asset.
now it's your fucking
Isn't that
resume
weird?
filler.
So weird.
Yeah,
They got me
I
on
did it.
They got me on a billboard
did
in
it.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah,
That
it's-
says I have a purpose in life today, which my
Man.
purpose is to help others, and I truly believe that, and I love it. It's a great thing. Right?
That outreach job would be perfect for
When
you.
you see guys at their worst, and then you see them thriving in life,
Yeah.
they got
That's
their
the-
kids back. They're going to
Yep.
football games. You know, they're there for their mom and dad today, aunts and uncles. People want them around, and it's like, man, I was a part of that.
that's the payoff, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the greatest feeling ever, and it cannot be replaced. And then I just want to keep growing in the field I'm in, and like outreach. I
Yeah.
really want to do the outreach and get a degree and stuff, and see if I can get a LSW or something. But that's in the future. I'm just going to take it one moment at a time. But my ultimate goal is to do outreach and help others like they help me, and I never want to give up on anybody in recovery because nobody gave up on me, and I just want to be there to help support that journey with them guys. So, man, that's cool.
I love that for you, man.
Thank
You're
you.
killing
Yeah,
it, dude.
I love that for you.
I'm so fucking proud of you. I can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it because obviously there was a reason that I was drawn to you
Yeah,
because I felt you could do it, but to see everything you've done and then there's still goals and aspirations and you're not like allowing yourself to just settle down and be like, oh, this is good enough. Okay,
Right.
I'm cool here.
and that's one thing Lewis taught me. Right, don't never settle. Right,
Never settle.
when you get too comfortable. For me, when I get too comfortable, it gets dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to always look outside the box and try to elevate any way I can, and that's gonna further my recovery.
I just feel like people in recovery, some people in recovery, like if they got a job at, I'll use me for instance. That first job I had at Donato's, it was $7 an hour. I was so fucking happy to have the job, and then they told me that I couldn't be a manager because of my record,
Mhm.
and I was infuriated. I had two paths to take: quit and go find a place that will pay me more money, or settle and say, "Ah, well, you're lucky you have this anyway, so I'll just stay here and make pizzas forever." No, I quit. I'm not good enough to be a
Outta
manager
here,
at a
bud.
pizza shop later.
Right.
I don't want to be here anyway.
Right.
If you look at me like that, that's what you think of me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And it's,
I think that we can do anything. If we can get off fucking the shit we were on, we can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love that because where I work, it's been around since 1959, right?
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been around 66 years. It's helped a lot of people, right? And the people I work with that are directors and bosses and stuff, I have like a say in things, right? And they ask me for my opinion on how we can help the program grow and stuff like that. And it's like sometimes it's like I don't believe it, like,
Yeah,
right?
doesn't feel real.
These are board members on big boards and stuff like that for recovery, and it's like, man, I got a purpose, right?
Yeah.
And I can put my say out there, and somebody takes it serious today. So yeah, it's cool.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, keep being the voice for the voiceless, brother.
Thanks for
Thanks,
coming on.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
Dang.
Go Bucks.